Good afternoon. It's coming up to 4 p.m. UK time, which is about 11 a.m. Eastern time in New York, and I'm just going to recap my trading for today. One trade today, nice easy short day. I pretty much kind of watched for a reversal candle. I said in my pre-market video and in a live video that I wasn't sure what my levels would be for a reversal, and I'll play that by ear. What I was waiting for was a reversal pattern, and you can see on my screen this 2-minute chart is a bit easy to see. There was a head and shoulders pattern setting up, and so I was watching that and I was trying to find an entry on there, but I was also watching level 2 and volume at the same time. So when we came up, we had a big push up on that big push candle there, and then we had a steady decline of volume. So decline of volume, even on that last push up there was decreased volume. So for a breakout, you would have expected that to be a bigger volume bar there to show that there was commitment from the buyers, but there wasn't. And then we had this kind of hammer candle, usually as a sign of weakness when we're pushing up, at the top of a market, and we had reduced volume as well on it. So reduced volume with a bigger candle than the previous candle, and it showed that there was buyers willing to push it up, but the volume wasn't backing that up. So I knew there's some form of weakness in there, and the next candle showed us the weakness straight down, big area where big volume area where the sellers took over. Then we had a next wide range candle, and we had a small volume candle there. So the buyers still weren't really there, weren't putting the commitment in to continue buying, so there's no effort. So there's no effort for that big wide range bar. So then we had another hammer candle, and it was a reduced volume candle as well. So that's when I started watching, and I was watching the level 2 as well on Bookmap. I was watching level 2 also on my ladder here as well. And what I was seeing is, I can't rewind, I don't think, no. What I was seeing was lots of sellers sitting around over here. You can see it actually on this level 2 here. So let me just change the colour to make it stand out a bit. So around 4900 to 4890, 4895, there was a lot of sellers in that area, and that was equivalent to up here it was. So there was big orders, lots of them, and we already pushed up through one big order. So just here there was like 700, or it might have been 7,000 orders sitting on the ask, and that pushed up and we instantly rejected, so there was no follow through. So that's kind of why I was keeping an eye on level 2 to see what the follow through is like. I used Bookmap as well to see the historic volume as well, so I can see where the volume was originally, and then I used level 2, this ladder, to see where the volume is right now. And so there was volume up there, and it was acting as resistance, and that was the reason I was looking to go short. So my first entry was, I was watching this shoulder. I was on the 5-minute chart. I used the 3-minute chart as the 2-minute chart as to refine my entry, and it was the break of that position there, which is 48.93. I think I got in 48.93, and it was on this candle there as we broke down. So on the 2-minute chart, I think it was there. Just there, that's my entry. And so that was my first entry. Then I added again just a little bit below that. Let's just clear my chart again. So my first entry was there, my second entry was at that point. So my average price was about 48.92.50 roughly, and then as it pulled back, we saw that there was no real in volume increase, so I added again up there to bring my average price back up to 48.94. I think it was, my average price was around about there. So a much better price, and my stop was going to be that pivot there and that pivot there. I was going to layer out if I stopped out. So it didn't come nowhere near my stops. I wasn't in drawdown for long, just a little tiny bit of time here as we pulled back, but I was looking for that extra contract as well to get in. My first out, you can see there, is right on the VWAP, which is a great level, and then I had a level sitting down here at the low of the day, and it's also on the 200 moving average, so I used that as my reference. You can see a little green arrow there, got out on that one as well. So these were my first 2 outs. So that's the brunt of the move done, and I moved my break, my stop, which was initially then above that candle. I moved my stop down to just above the VWAP, and I got stopped out on that. I got literally wicked out on that little tiny tail there. Couldn't have been. So the idea is right, and it still would. I did contemplate getting back in again, but that's it, and I'm done. So I basically took it from, that's my average price there, so I rode it down to the current low of the day, and then I just took out the last one there. So decent trade. That's it. One trade for today again. Adding this kind of confirming my levels and the fact I'm going with one trade a day as much as I can now, and just walking away, because I've noticed I've been much more consistent, and my green days have been better green days when I'm just taking one trade and walking, and trying to take several trades and then over trading. So I'm trying to eliminate the over trading part of my trading. This month I've done pretty well by eliminating that, and it's been a bit of a shift in mindset as well, because now instead of me trying to force a trade, I was tempted to do the break and retest off of the pre-market highs, and that's one of my favourite trades as well, but it was all-time highs at that point, and I don't really know how all-time highs play out, because I've never traded break and retest for all-time highs. So I kind of sat out of it to watch, and I was watching decreasing volume as well, and that's the other reason I do want to get into it. And I'm glad I did, because of my, it could have been a good trade. That was a good trade up to there, and it would have been a valid trade, but declining volume and then a big red candle kind of proved it showed a little bit weaker, than it's more weaker than what you want it to be. So that's it. That's my trade for today. Decent trade. This screen at the bottom is my foot map charts as well, which I use quite a lot. I use this to give me an idea of what the volume's going on in each candle. So this is a 5-minute candle, as you can see, and so on the current candle I can see that 48.80, this area here, this area here is where the most buying and selling happens, and that's kind of like the point of control I use on my trading view, which I'll just bring across now. So on trading view I have volume control, so this shows me the volume. This area here shows me the volume for the current chart view, and then the red line shows me the point of control, which is the highest volume in that trade. And so I know this area here we had the most volume traded, 48.94. And so going back to the book map, not the book map, the footprint charts, or I think in Ninja they're called volumetric charts. You can see 48.94. Lost my pen. This area here, you can see that highest area of volume, because it shows me the average, the highest volume per candle, and it's exactly where we just saw it, 48.94, that area. And we can tell that. So I use a few indicators, and that's another reason why I was looking for a rejection as well, because I can see that all our sellings around that area, and you can see that through the foot map charts. So I use these as a guide as well, and that's why my stop was in a funny place. It wasn't quite high of the day or the pivot, because if it went above this average area, then I knew that we were going to be breaking out again, but we didn't. We stayed below it. Although must work better on my last bit, because maybe I should just kept my stop at break even, whatever that was, and then just let it run for the day. But that's another side. I'm working on stopping the over trading, and now I need to work on just holding my runners and not moving my stop. But overall, good day. So look at this book map right now. We can see we've got this is what I've seen at the top. We've got all these buyers sitting there. We're potentially looking, well, we did bounce once when we came down there. So we can cross-reference that now. So around 48.75, I use that as a quick visual guide, and then I go into the actual level 2, 48.95, and I can see that we've got, 48.75. So I can see that we've got areas here where there's a few buyers, and so that's going to area where it might take a while to try and get through that area. So all these little things all help up and gives me a better, more informed decision. Like when I took my short earlier, I knew that we had plenty of sellers up here, and there wasn't many down here, so I knew it was going to be a decent move down. And that's it really. That's my trade for today. One trade, looking for a reversal pattern through all-time high, and then just taking it and just going with my gut feeling and riding it down as much as I could. Although I've not ridden it down as far as I should have done. But I've got my targets, that's the important thing. I did target the VWAP and the 200 moving average. If I was to set a next target, which I did have in mind, and that would have been my entry area for this higher risk bounce, which are coming right into it now, which is this area here. So 48.75 area I was watching, but potentially now the 20 moving average has caught up with us on the hourly, and look at that, we bounced off of it. So that would have been an entry had I not taken this trade earlier. 48.76 right on the 1 hour 20 moving average. That's it. So I'm not trading. You know, that is a potential bounce area, and the next higher probability bounce area may not get there today, but we can keep an eye on it, and that is if we get down into this area here, 48.45. So that's the next area on watch, but won't be for me today. If it does come down to it, so be it. I've got my alert set up. This line's the alert, so if it does come down, at least then I'll get an alert, and hopefully that'll be tomorrow, because I'm not going to trade the rest of the day. Okay, thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and by subscribing you get access, or you get notifications of my live video I will do tomorrow, and that's where I go through these levels again, based on what happened today, and we hopefully have some new levels set up. I can already see 48.99 is a level for tomorrow, and or 48.99 or 5,000 around 48. So again, 4,900. That's a level for tomorrow to watch for. Round a psychological number as well. Look for the double top there. Okay, that's it. Thank you for watching.